Hello, welcome to my garden. I'm Lise-Lotte. You might hear Lily in the background. This is the fourth in my series, and I actually had something else that I was going to talk about today, but I kind of have decided to do this instead. And I'll show you the picture that I posted on my Instagram account, Lise-Lotte Design, and this is what I wrote. I wish you were still here to goof around with in the garden. There's nothing to learn from a tragedy like a 1 in a million chance of having a brain aneurysm. But I post this to say that no moment is too small, too mundane, too everyday. Take the pictures, play, explore the world together, soak up every second. Not because one day something bad might happen, but because it is fun. It is freedom. It is love. It is life. And I hope for you that you keep having all the fun, all the laughs, and all the deep connection. If you don't know how, go learn. It's never too late. And if you are new here, I am talking about my youngest daughter, Ilse and I. Today is the day I gave birth to her. And I am grateful every day that I got to be her mom. And then I just put her name, Ilse May Lumer-Scott. She was born May 20th, 1999, and she died in 2020. So I share that because I think that it's important as we share stories and connect with one another that we know that bad things can happen. And we all know that. Some of us have experienced it. Some of us haven't experienced it yet, or maybe we never will. And I hope for you, you're one of the never will people. But if you do, I think it's helpful to know that with the right kind of healing and support, you can live a really joyful, fun, and interesting, meaningful life. And I really believe that a big part of that is the notion of creativity, leaning into beauty. I actually found that in the hardest part of the early grieving, it doesn't get easier, it gets different. The hardest part, I think, for me, I really relied on beauty. And I found it very, very helpful. And so I offer that up because it could be beauty, and I believe it is beauty in the smallest things. And so today I have, this is to tuck a little stem in here. This is a vase that I got years ago in Annecy, which is a beautiful town in France. And we were there with the family, and I had a big choice about blue or red. And I'm glad I chose the blue, although one day maybe I'll go back and choose the red. But I have made this bouquet of flowers because blue and white were Ilse's favorite colors. And I know that she knows that there is no such thing as white isn't a color. I know that. But I also wanted to share from yesterday. So yesterday I needed to go I have arthritis in my knees. And so I go to an orthopedic surgeon for treatments in the knees. And I was getting a ride back from a family member. And so they had taken me, and I was early. And this place is kind of weird for a medical office. It's like in a big Walmart, which is like a big store that has kind of like everything from groceries to clothes to furniture to pharmacy, all the things. So you kind of go in as though, I guess, you're going grocery shopping, and then you go up this big escalator, and then at the back in this windowless place is this medical office. It's kind of weird, but it's a brand new building. Anyway, so I was early to get there. And so I thought, maybe I'll walk for a bit because sort of 24 hours after I have this treatment, I need to have like ice on it and just kind of, I'm not allowed to garden actually. The guy seems really reasonable until he tells me that. But anyway, no, he's a really nice guy, and I really am lucky to have this. So anyway, so I went for a little walk in the mall, which is part of that, like an extension of that. And then I came across this dollar store, which I didn't know was there because I never go to this mall. Actually, I hardly ever go to a mall anyway, but, and they had these little, they're sticks for the garden. And let's see, they're together here. I want to show you, because they're really good if you have like a single, they're tied together. If you have a single stem, like I had a peony who was leaning over the walkway here, the little path, so you can see that they've got a little hook. And I find a lot of time, and then you just poke it into the ground. But I find that they don't always, I think with the wind, they come out of the hook little area, so I end up having to tie it with string. But that's okay, because I'd rather have these that are not like a stick, that if you did fall or somebody tripped in your garden, that they would hurt themselves. So I quite like these. So I got a bunch, and then I'm like, well, I think that's about 14 plants, I think. They're like 2 for $1.25. Then I kind of had it in my mind that if I ever got to a dollar store or somewhere that would sell them, I was gonna buy these little terracotta pots. And so it's 3 for $1, and not to plant something in it, but actually because I do have stakes in the garden. And my mom always had this, but I think of it as very British, although my mom wasn't British. But she would put the stick in, and then this on top. And so I have a bunch of dahlias to plant. So I thought, okay, well, yeah, I need these. So that was good. And then as I was walking out, those are the things that I needed. So that was what I was going to leave with. I saw these galvanized flower pot, and I thought, oh, because I have a flower friend who's been very generous over the last few years of giving me some ladies mantle for an event that I've been doing, and she always has these big pots, and I thought, oh, that's perfect, one day I'll look for those. And so as I was passing by, and they were only $2, so I thought, I took all 3 of them. Hopefully they work with water, otherwise I guess they'll be I'll do something at the bottom, or they'll have to be with dried flowers. But anyway, so the reason I'm telling you this is that I had just posted on my Instagram what I had just read to you. And then I thought, well, I'll leave it, because a lot of lovely people, people that I know, people that Ilse knew, friends of Ilse, and we follow each other. Ilse had really wonderful friends. And from all over the world, actually. So of course, different time zones, and this is the afternoon that I had posted it. And so I just kind of left it, because I thought, well, I don't want to go to the doctor's office and be at all emotional. Like, I didn't want to do that. Although there's nothing wrong with emotion, but you know. And anyway, so then I'm going to use the self-checkout. So beep, beep, and doing all the things, and I'm trying to get them to beep. And anyway, I got it all done. And then the final tally came with the 2 kinds of tax, like the 2 kinds of tax that we pay here, 5% and 7%, came to exactly $21, 2100. And when I looked at the screen in front of me, I just said out loud, you've got to be kidding me. And it's because Ilse was born 21 months after her sister. Ilse was 21 when she died. And there are a number of 21 things that come up. And in the last 4.5, well, closing in on 5 years, since we lost her, every once in a while, and it seems like it's just a nudge from the universe, that you're going in the right direction or something. And it's not anything that you could ever anticipate. It's always random, just as getting these random items that I just kind of wasn't really, certainly wasn't adding them up. I mean, they're $2 and $1.25, and these are $2. So like, I know I wasn't spending a lot of money, but never did the math. I certainly don't calculate the tax into anything, you know, for something like this. It just isn't a thing. It's not the math that goes on in my head. My thing is just like, my knees are hurting. I don't want to walk too far, but I'm sort of killing time a bit, and I want to keep moving. And so that happened, and it sort of continues to happen in unexpected ways. And I've been reading about sort of creativity and how there's sort of that, there are serendipitous moments that when we are in a creative space, that's the kind of thing that happens. And it happens in our art, and it happens in the things that we make and create and so on. And yeah, so I just thought I would share that with you, and share a little bit of the beauty from the garden. I've still got some forget-me-nots. These little bits have kind of gone to seed, but they are so beautiful at the ends. And I love a bouquet that is kind of, well, a little bit like parts of my garden, a little bit wild, a little bit doing her own thing. You know, like, things are not straight. This, if I can get it out of here, this lemon balm, like, not straight. And I love that, actually. I'm not interested in things that are just simply straight ahead. And yeah, I think that these plants are more interesting because they have some movement to them in the vase. And oh yes, and these little nigella, this will be blue. I don't know if she will come out or if I shouldn't have picked her, but she'd self-seeded in the path, and so I'd pulled her out from there before she gets stepped on by all the people. So we're getting ready around here for a wonderful set of workshops that are coming up this summer, where I'll be doing actually a flower workshop where we'll be doing some arranging, but really the notion is sort of getting together and connection and storytelling and so on, and not storytelling in a formal sense, but I call it a Petal potluck. And actually, if you are interested, I have it as a free resource that I've made this little mini course, and it's really fun, actually. I came up with the idea. It's a Petal potluck to me is like a potluck, and if you're familiar with potlucks where you are, everybody brings some kind of different food for the dinner, and or the lunch or the brunch or whatever you're doing, and then you end up with all these foods that, you know, you wouldn't necessarily have made, and it's just kind of fun. And of course, then it's not so much work for one person to host a group of people in that way as well, but it's just kind of fun because it's all the different, you know, different tastes and so on. So I thought, well, why don't we do that with flowers? I could do that as an event with flowers. And so I tried it, and it was so much fun. So I invited some friends to come, and we had a dinner afterwards, and I was all outside because I have an outside space, but it doesn't have to be outside. Like, that's the point. Like, it could be in an apartment, in a city, on a balcony, or at a kitchen table. Like, it doesn't, there's nothing about, you know, you don't need anything fancy at all. So everybody brings in, like, you know, a bucket or something, or you have buckets available. And I go into all of this in the little mini course, but everybody brings some branches or seed pods or some flowers, and that they've either bought at the grocery store, or they're growing in their garden or whatever. And then they bring a vase, and they know before they start in on this that they are going to be making something with all the things that are shared. And then at the end of everybody making their arrangement, however it is, then they will get an envelope from me, and they'll get a name of somebody else who is at the party, and then they are to give that bouquet to her. So it's kind of that notion that you're making something, having the fun of making it, but you're also having the fun of receiving something that somebody has made. And of course, you don't know ahead of time who it is or, you know, where it's going to go. And then those vases go off. And so, you know, people often have glass vases or any kind of vases, ceramic, anything that maybe it's been given and they haven't gotten it to the giveaway place yet. They don't actually need it or whatever it is. And then I also have extra ones because people nicely have dropped some things off to me. You know, mom's moving into a home. She doesn't need all the vases anymore. And so I've been lucky enough to receive some of those. So I always have extra when I do this. And so, yeah, so in the course, I go through all of the different options of how to organize it and just the things that you'll need. And then I also give a little, like at dinner, I have a little like a linen pouch that I had made, like a little zippy pouch. And in that I had placed some questions. And they were questions like, what is your favorite thing to make? Or, I mean, you could make your own questions, of course, but I give some just as suggestions and you can use those. And then you pass it around and then somebody answers it, and then the next person can either answer that question or the one that they pull out of the. And what's fun about that is that, like in the first and second time, I've done this a few times, that when I have done these things, you know, they're all of the people that I've invited to my garden, I know them. So, but they don't know each other, and I don't necessarily know different things about them. And so, for example, on this question the first time had landed with somebody who I know makes a lot of things, and beautiful things, sewn things, knitted things, all kinds of things. And so it was so interesting because her response was to the question of what's your favorite thing to make, she said, my granddaughter laugh. My favorite thing is to make my granddaughter laugh. And I just thought that is just so beautiful. And we only kind of, I think, get those really great moments when we are intentional about sitting down together and feeling the kindness of those around us, and that sort of non-judgmental, you know, all of that stuff. Like, it's just in that when you have the right chemistry in a group and the right environment where this is not a competition, there's no winners and losers, no prizes, this is just about having fun, then yeah, you get some of those just wonderful gifts in a conversation, or that's how I see it anyway. And so it's just, yeah, I'll never forget that. I thought it was so beautiful. So that is what I have for you today, and I hope that that you have a wonderful day, and I hope that there are moments in your day, or even a moment in your day, where you can lean into beauty in whatever form, and be open to the beauty that is all around us in very small, sometimes big, but often very beautiful small ways. And yeah, so I hope you have a good day, and I wish you peace on your path.